Hello and thank you for joining me. I'm Heather Forgan of stampwithnellie.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK. Today I'm taking part in the Project Share blog hop with my lovely friends, Verity of Inky Butterfly, Jill of Paper Daisy Crafting and Jez of Nigeza Creates. So if you've been over at my blog, you may already have seen my project. This is just a video showing you how to put the box together. And if you haven't been to my blog, then please click in the link in the description bar below. Go have a look at my blog and then you can hop along to see Jill, Jez and Verity's creations as well. Our theme for this month is masculine. So I have made this card and I used the A Good Man stamp set. Stamped this guy here reclining in his deck chair. And I used the background stamp that's called Birch with soft suede ink, soft suede card. So on the front I've used these blends to colour in. The guy's t-shirt was dark granny apple green, his hat is dark balmy blue, the deck chair itself is light native navy, and his shorts, I was thinking what did I colour with that, light Bermuda bay. I've used some crumb cake for the sand crumb cake, and I've used the ivory to colour his arms and what you can see of his neck and face and legs. So I'm not going to show you how I did that. I just simply coloured. I didn't really blend with those, and stamped Relax Your Way there as well. So all of the stamps, the sentiments and the image for him come from A Good Man. I have used the Hippo and Friends dies to cut that out for the front. So to coordinate with that, I have also created this little box which has a hinged flip top, and inside there I've got some little masculine scented Molton Brown goodies. So it's Russian leather and tobacco absolute. The nice little fit in there, and that would make a lovely little gift to go along with the card. So I'm going to show you how to make the box. I'm starting off with a piece of thick white card. Now I'm using Whisper White, but in the catalogue you can now only get basic white. It's replaced Whisper White. So this piece measures 8.5 inches by 8 inches. All of the measurements and the score lines will be in my blog, and again the link to that blog is in the description bar below. So that's my short, that's my long that I want to do there. So on the long side I'm scoring at 1.5 inches, at 4 inches, 5.5 inches and 8 inches. Okay, on the short side 1.5 inches again, 5 inches and 6.5 inches. Okay, that's all the scoring. Now I probably should have done the stamping before I did the scoring, because that's what I normally do, but we'll see how it comes out. So I'm using soft suede, and I've already got my background stamp on a F block, I think that is, yes, F block. So the largest clear block is a perfect fit for these background stamps, or you could use your Stamparatus, because it's a bit unwieldy, to be fair, to have such a huge big block. Just make sure I've got ink all over that, and I am going to simply, and I will overlap a little bit, go off the edges rather, with that. Stamp that, ink it up again, like that, and I've turned that around so I'm not continuing the pattern exactly. I want to get it as close as I can, but it doesn't have to be perfectly aligned. I've got a little bit of an overlap there, but that's going to be on the side. That doesn't really matter. And this bit is the bottom. So just going to line that up once, and I'll turn it around again just to mix it up. Just trying to make sure that I don't have any huge big white gaps. But the pattern itself has gaps in it anyway. So put that aside to clean after I've finished. And try in the meantime not to put my hands anywhere near it. Okay, so I'm now going to burnish all of my score lines. So again, when you're burnishing, just make sure that you've got your lines lined up to keep everything nice and true. Especially when you're using thick card, it's quite easy to get it to go a little bit awry. There we go. Last one. Okay, so I've got it where I've got the two horizontal score lines at the top, and there's just one at the bottom there. So as per usual, along the bottom, just cut straight up those sides of the rectangles just to that score line. All the way along. Okay. Now I'm going to take this one out while I'm here and just do a little chop in there, because that skinny panel there will be our tab for gluing. And I'm just taking a little wedge out of the two squares along the bottom, just to give us a neater fold when we glue the box together. Do that one very well. There we go. So that's the bottom part done. Now the top's a little bit different. I am going to take out the two panels at the top there that have got the skinny panel and the rectangle. I'm going to take both of those two out. So I'm going to cut along this score line here, and just bring in my bigger scissors for that. So along that score line, past the first score line, along to the second one, like that. Okay. I am then going to cut right down that score line and take that out completely. I'm sure I can find something to use that for. Let's take that down a little bit. Okay. So it should now look like that. I'm going to take a little wedge off the side tab, just like that. All right. So the next bit is we are going to cut tabs here but normally we would cut down that way. This time we're going to cut in that way. Okay, so I'm just turning it around to make it easier for myself, and I'm going to cut straight along that score line, come up and cut along the next score line, turn it right the way around. So I've got those 2 tabs there, and I'm doing the same here, cut along that bit there and cut along this score line here. Okay, so we've got 2 tabs there that will make our flip top box, and we've got the bit along the bottom there sorted to make the base of the box. Okay, so for these bits I want to leave the top 2 untouched, but I can wedge into these 2 here, and again that just helps give it a neater fold. So just a little wedge in like that. Same on the other side, just tucking them out the way so that you can see better. Little wedge out of there. And that's our template there. So you've got straight edges, you've tabbed that in, mitered that in rather, you've got your main body of the box there with your tab at the side for gluing, and then you've got the base ready to fold. So as always, I start with putting glue on to the side tab there. And again, you can use whichever glue you prefer. I like to fold it over and make sure that it folds nice and neatly that way as well. Just to give a little bit of pressure to make sure that that glue sticks nice and fast. Alright, so as usual with the bottoms of the box, you've got your 2 sides, they will fold in. I'm going to put just a little bit of glue on there just to hold it. You take the back piece, so you've got your lid at the back, this is the back piece, you want to fold that back piece in like that, okay, and then add your glue to the bit that's at the front and fold that over. Okay. Again, I like to use my bone folder just to add a little pressure to the base there so everything sticks nicely. Okay, so we're nearly there. We just need to create the lid of the box, and it is simply a case of gluing the stamp side of this bit onto the non-stamped, although slightly inky, side on the top bit, just like that. Now, if, like me, you've got a little bit overhang there, you can tidy that up afterwards, it's not an issue. Or you can come in now and go, I'll just take a little bit of that off. Like that. Okay, so adding glue to the stamped piece, bringing that round and just getting a nice flush edge along there, like that. Same on this side, adding glue to the bit you've stamped, bringing this bit round, keeping it nice at 95-degree angle there, And I do have a tiny little bit of an overhang there, so I'm just going to try and trim that off. It's so tiny it won't trim. It's fine. You'd have to look really hard. Now, on this one, you'll see that I've got an angle there. So I'm just going to do the same. And I'm just going to bring it in my snips and take it from the rounded corner here to that corner there. Okay, and just in a straight line along the diagonal, or as straight as you can, chop that bit off. Now, because you've got 2 layers of thick card, it is a little bit of a challenge, but I think it just gives a neater effect. I can use my bigger scissors, might have a bit more power. There we go. Okay, so I've got a bit like that. So again, from your nice rounded corner there into the corner of your actual box, straight down like that. Nice and easy. And that is how your box goes together. It's just a case of doing a little bit of decoration, and all I did was stamp the happy birthday, or sorry, happy B-Day from Happiest of Birthdays stamp set. Love that stamp set for this huge big happy birthday stamp, but the little ones are every bit as helpful, especially the happy little bit late birthday for me. I do tend to think I'm organised and then realise that, yeah, I'm not at all. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp on that, and I will trim that down just to leave a little white edge on there. And I've got a piece of soft suede card to mount that onto, which measures 1 1/4 inches by 1 3/4. So up to you how you want to do it. I'm quite happy just to freehand this with larger scissors. I think is easier for me, certainly, just to leave a nice little white border around. Yeah, not quite so straight, but never mind. Glue that on. Pop that in the middle. There we are. And I'm going to pop that on with Stampin' Dimensionals. Now, for this one, I tried really hard to find my linen thread. I have just ordered more linen thread because I couldn't find it, but I couldn't find it because it was in an old package, and there's only a tiny bit left anyway, so no harm done ordering a new one. But because I couldn't find that, what I did, clear some of this out the way, was use some of the white linen thread from the snail mail twine combo and a stamping blend, which is dark soft suede, and simply ran my blend along it and then kind of twisted it around a bit to make sure that you're covering all of the areas of that. It's a little bit messy. You get it all over your grid mat. Fine with that. And it does make the twine a little bit more stiff. And again, that's quite good as well because it makes it a little bit easier to work with. And it dries fairly quickly as well. But now that I have found my linen thread, I will use it. Oops. And I'm just gonna do a few loops. Big enough so that they kind of come out either end of that. I am going to add that with a mini glue dot. Again, you could use tearing tape or whatever you prefer. Just really to hold it in place while I put my label over the top. I'm not sure that's... I'll just take that bit off, it's easier than putting another glue dot on. Okay, so we've got a few loops there, a few Stampin' dimensionals. On there. And there we have it. One happy birthday gift box. And I've got another couple of Molton Brown goodies to pop in there. Fold that down. So I have a very messy grid mat. I have my 2 boxes and my card. As I said, please do click on the description bar, not only just to get the dimensions for the box and a list of the products I've used for both the box and the card, but also, and most importantly, to get a link to my blog and then to hop along to see the other 3 lovely ladies taking part and get a bit more inspiration. Thank you so much for watching. Take care until the next time. Bye bye.